Welcome to Module 9, Part 2. Hey, I want you to, if you didn't look at Part 1 of the zybooks Module 9, you should. I want to go back to this code a little bit that we just did. Here it's a loan qualifier, and I realized that I didn't use these constants in my code, and I should, and I could, and I should. So what I would do here is instead of this 30,000 here, it should be salary. Put the constant there, and this would be years of service. Yeah, so we would want, instead of using the actual numbers, I've made them constants up here. And the reason that we do this and why we put the constants up front, we do the input. Actually, in real life, we might have hundreds of variables in a program. I mean, we write short programs in education, but that's because we don't have that time to write a long project. So you always put all your variables up front. You either initialize them to zeros or spaces, depending on the data type. And of course, constants will be hard-coded. And what I mean by that is they have, a constant never changes. So it's going to have a number or a string in there. And why do we do that up front? Because, well, next year the bank might change it and say, I can qualify for a loan, but I have to make $35,000. So that's why we put them up front. So I wanted to make that clear on this program. Okay. Again, we're looking at branches or if statements. What I want to do right now then is show you a new program that actually uses a multiple if statements. We just had that if else in that last program. So I'm going to use multiple ifs. That's going to be the name of this class because I'm going to show you two ways to do this. You can do this public static void mean. We do this same thing over and over, and I encourage you to use JGrasp or some other IDE, integrated development environment, because that's what this is, to practice writing your Java code. It will make you a good coder. So here's my shell again. I put a comment up here with my name. What I just want to do here is, let's do something simple. Let's do days of the week, okay? I'm going to do one simple variable, int day, started out at 0, okay? And so remember, input process output. And this is probably going to be output together since I'm doing another if statement here. Okay. So this is called a declaration again, right? In the input, we always declare our variables. We make them camel case, start them out at zeros or spaces, depending on if it's a string. And then what I do is assign something to that. What did I say? Start with 4, for example, okay? So my if statement is going to look like this. If day equals 1, print Sunday, right? Else, if day equals 2, system.out.println Monday, right? And I'm going to do this for all 7 days of the week. Now, I can also write this. Somebody's going to ask me, can I do it like this? Else if day equals 3. Yes, I can do it like this. And keep on going. And what I would do here is just keep repeating this over and over. Whoops, what did that happen? I didn't mean to do that. Also, if it's 4, it's Wednesday. etc. You understand what I'm doing here, I think. You get a day equals 5. Thursday. And then 2 more. Also, if it's day 6, is Friday. And of course, if it's day 7, is Saturday. Okay. Now, don't need this final else. Okay. I could also put another, like, okay, what if I screwed up and I have like not day equals 55 or whatever else. There's the incorrect day. It's not 1 through 7. Okay. So there's my code. This is called a multiple if statement. It has many else's in it. Notice again, I don't need curly braces in here, but because I have one statement that I want to happen under each if. But if I wanted this to say, okay, incorrect day, and I also wanted this on, please run the program again. So in this else, I want both of these things to happen. Then I must put a curly brace around them. Okay. So let's look at that. Let's file, save as. Multiple ifs. It must be called the same name as my case. It must be in capital letters. There it is. Let's compile it and run it. I have an error in here. Incompatible types and can't be converted to Boolean. Okay. So this is a good mistake to make so you can see this. Okay. I have a number here. It's an integer. Okay. When I look at the difference here, this is an assignment statement. I'm using an equals symbol. When I'm comparing day to something else over here, I don't use the equal sign. I use a equality sign, which is a double equal symbol. So I need to change these to a double equals, which is an equality. It's a relational symbol. It's a relational operator. It says, are they equal? You're not assigning something to it. You're just asking the question, are they equal? So let me compile that again. Now my code is clean, and I'm going to run. Okay. So look at that. Okay, so I have some logic errors in here now. So we had a syntax error. This is a logic error. Because I had day equals 4, but it's also doing this and this. So what's happening there? So it's saying if it's day 4, print Wednesday, and then I come down here, and what's happening here is this is not correct. Okay. This is actually coming together. So it's saying if it's day 7, print Saturday, else it does this. So we have to correct that. Okay, so I'm looking at my code here and I'm trying to figure out what did I do with my logic? This is not right. So if it's day 7, do this. Okay, something's wrong here. And then I come back up here and say, oh, I have some problems with my else's. So else if this, we need an else here. Else, I need an else here. Else, let's try that. See if that doesn't correct it. Now it's correct. Okay. So what was happening is, even though it looked like it was all, like when you look at this, this is actually all one statement because it's if else, if else, if else, if else, if else. But if I stop and say, and I don't put that else in there, then that code ends. For example, I missed this one here. If I didn't have this else here, but that's actually, the code is actually saying, okay, just do this as an if statement. This is a separate if statement from that one. So I need to make sure I put that else in there. So branches can be very tricky, and so I want to make certain that you practice and understand and, with these branches. It can be confusing. In the next, I'm going to do one more video here, and in the next one I'm going to show you how to make this a case switch structure instead of a multiple if statement. Okay, have fun coding.